Right. Back in the dungeon. Dr. Umar, I think is his name. Dr. Umar. I don't really know a whole lot about him, I'll be honest. For whatever reason, the algorithm on YouTube always shows me his videos, and he's always like, he always looks mad in the videos. And I click on it a little bit, thinking it's gonna be something different, but it never is. It's always him yelling at me. And I'm just like, who is this man, Dr. Umar? I mean, I didn't know whether is this a joke? Is he doing a spoof? Speaking of jokes, I'm trying to fit in here. I had to do this quickly, so excuse my crunch downs. It looks like I'm telling you a secret or something. But here's the thing. I think that he's being serious. I didn't know whether he was like Skip Bayless, where Skip Bayless believes those things, but they're hyped up for the camera. I don't know. But I watched a couple of his videos, and this is a mental health type of post. And I was a little bit, what's the right word, discouraged about some of his posts, because he seems like a strong, smart black man who's influential, charismatic, and can lead other black men. I feel like he's kind of leading a lot of people astray. But I'm admitting on the front end, I don't know a whole lot about this dude. I watched a couple of videos, and I don't know, people. So I'll be quick about this, as I normally am. One of the videos, first one I saw was he did a review on Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. In there, he also talks about his review of Black Panther 1, which I think he said in this video was like 3 hours long. Just crazy. It's a crazy amount of time for any review on anything. But in there, he was talking about how he was mad because Marvel made Killmonger like this villain. And where he was, in his words, he was the woke one. Not woke in the way we mean it in a derogatory way today, but like he was like Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? He knew what was going on. And he was saying that Killmonger really should have been the hero. I mean, the dude's name's Killmonger. I mean, come on. He has the wrong name to be a hero. He did a lot wrong, and I don't want to take too much time. So, to a degree, I was with Killmonger, but his methods, I mean, killing innocent people, his methods were very selfish, and he can't be the hero. Again, his name is Killmonger. So there's that. He had a problem, which I kind of agree with this one, the lack of black men in Wakanda, and why couldn't like a male take over for Black Panther. Now I disagree about that part. I agree with the lack of really black men in comic book films in general. But I think that's coming. I think that's changing. I know the Blade is coming. Luke Cage will probably come back. I imagine there'll be some black men coming with X-Men. So they're in there. They're coming. I mean, we have Kang, although he's a villain. So I agree with him there, actually. That needs to change, but I think it is going to change, hopefully. We have Miles Morales, right? Cyborg from Justice League, even though they kicked him out. Regardless, that point is a valid one. But it's a comic book movie, dude. You know what I'm saying? I think he was too dismissive of the story that they were actually telling in Wakanda Forever, that these strong black women rising up. And Black Panther 2 isn't really about Black Panther, right? It's about how Wakanda is dealing with the loss of Black Panther. And unfortunately, in reality, you have a lot of times when black men kind of leave the picture and we're left with just black women and what they have to deal with, you know. And there were black men in the movie as well. So again, comic book movie, and I don't want to gloss over the storytelling, which was excellent, of these black women as well, which I think he kind of does in the video. He also mentions, and I'm getting to the mental health part. One thing he did that was funny. He was talking about how a Mexican is beating up black people throughout the whole movie. The way he says it is funny, even though I don't think he didn't mean to be funny, but it was funny. I love Wakanda Forever, by the way. Love that movie. He mentions something about being a multiculturalist, and that multiculturalists can't truly love black people. And I think that's wrong. I think there are some complaints about multiculturalism, that it's anti-culture. And the way I think of it is differently. Like, you have your culture, you have your identity, and all these different cultures and identities are coming together, and we're appreciating one another's culture. Rather than, this is my culture and I'm forcing it upon you. If you don't like it, then get out of here. There's too much of that mentality. And that's kind of a mental health piece as well. This whole idea of our culture is the dominant one and I'm pushing it on you. Especially in the black community, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the black community itself, like a culture war. So I think that's a problem, but I'll get to that in a second. He also talked about LGBTQ plus community and how gay men in particular, and I think he was saying in Africa, that isn't in tribes, it is looked down upon, you know what I'm saying? And I think he has some sort of school where he's not going to allow gay people to teach in his school. He doesn't agree with the lifestyle, and I never understand when people say I don't agree with the gay person's lifestyle, because it's outside of what happens in the bedroom and perhaps some moments leading up to the bedroom. It's the same lifestyle. Like, what? I think like people act like they're from a different planet or something like that. It's weird to me. But I think Dr. Umar was saying that he counsels. He's done some counseling for people who are gay, and he says he has a lot of compassion because of the high suicide rate and LGBTQ plus community. So I think that was sincere. The problem is that what he's doing is actually adding to the problem. Reason why the suicide rate is so high, because there's a lack of community. They feel lost. They feel trapped. We go on, and like, I feel like his mentality is only adding to that problem. I think he also says that they're sexually confused, I think, which is, to me, is a laugh as well. You know what you like and what you don't. You know what you're attracted to and what you're not. Like, me personally, I'm not into blondes. I've said that before. It's just, they just don't do it for me. You know what I'm saying? No offense to the blondes out there. So if someone came to me and was like, no, you are into blondes, you're just confused, get out of here. I know what I like. My body knows what it likes. You know what I'm saying? So it's nonsense. It's also unhelpful and harmful, even mental health wise. Lastly, there's a video on black celebrities. He was saying how all black celebrities should be activists, and he condemns the ones who aren't. He says that we're in a war, and we are. There's a whole lot of wars going on and battles in those wars. I think, though, that it's unfair for him to push that on all black celebrities, because now, look, not everyone can be an activist. All activism requires a certain level of sacrifice to be successful, and not everyone's ready for that, or even like wired for that. I would bring up Cam Newton, football player, ex-football player. I don't think he's with the team now. One of my favorite quarterbacks. Back in the day when he was with the Panthers, he was kind of like the face of being a black quarterback. And so when black issues arose in pop culture and whatnot, Cam Newton was asked about him. And at the time, he was young, and he just wasn't ready by his responses. He wasn't really ready to take that on. It was unfair to put that on Cam Newton. And he just wanted to play football and run his businesses and do his thing. Kaepernick, on the other hand, Same type of thing. I think in the beginning, when he was kneeling and all that, he wasn't equipped at that point. He made some mistakes early on, right? Some of the things he wore, some of the things he said, but he wanted to be an activist, and he grew into that. He grew into that leadership role. And I think some people are going to grow into it, be ready for it, and other people it's not going to be their thing. They might give some money on the side or something like that, or find some other way to get involved, but not be a quote-unquote activist. And I feel like it's unfair just to push that on people. Which brings me to my point of mental health. In the Black community, I think that you can have mental health issues as a community. The way that your community believes things, the way the divisions in your community, which is on point in this context. And we already have those things going on. I feel like you bring a bunch of Black people together from different backgrounds. We're seeing all of our differences. And, you feel a certain way inside because you want your community to get along, be together. You want to be able to talk about certain issues and be united on certain issues. But man, the Black community is so divided. And I feel like one of the main reasons why the Black community is so divided is because of the Dr. Umars out there saying your culture, the way you do things, the way you think, is unacceptable. My way, our way, is the right way. Get with the program. That just causes more war within your own community. Forget about the war that he was talking about. For us as a people in the society, you're never going to get there and be successful that way if we're warring against one another, the Black community, And we already have our mental health issues as a community. My whole point with the Dr. Umars of the world is they're not helping. They're adding to the problem. Because he's so educated, he's, like I said, charismatic, someone who doesn't know what they believe, or especially like a young person, it's easy for them to get swayed in a way that is not just unhelpful but harmful. So that's all I got, really. Be careful of the leaders. We deserve better leaders, man. There's too much division in the Black community as is. We need leaders that are going to bring us together. We can listen to one another, learn from one another, so that together we can move forward, make some progress, real progress, in the Black community and the Black community together moving forward, just in this world. And we can't do that with the Dr. Umars of the world. They got to chill out, you know what I'm saying? And let some real leaders bring people together. So, my thoughts. Peace.